Mike, what is discrimination at work?
Well, quite simply, it means unfair treatment of some sort, and is often linked to harassment or victimisation of individuals, but it has a more precise meaning in terms of the law.
I see. Without it being too legal, could you explain how the law on discrimination works?
Up until recently, and quite confusingly, the law on discrimination was contained in a number of different pieces of legislation. But the Equality Act 2010 has put the law in one place, so it's easier to find.
What are the main features of the law?
It's very complex, but essentially there are 9 what are called protected characteristics. These are things about which it's unlawful to discriminate. They include age, sex, disability and race, but the other characteristics are important too.
So if my employer discriminates against me because of one of these protected characteristics, can I challenge them in court?
Yes, you can, but it's not just employers who are potentially liable. The law talks about workers, not employees, so contract workers and the self-employed are protected too. And organisations can be liable for the actions of their employees as well as their own actions.
So, Mike, if I think I'm being discriminated against and I ask what I should do, I assume you're going to tell me to contact you immediately. That seems to be your advice for everything.
You're learning, Katie. Yes, you should contact us right away, and we will send you a questionnaire for you to complete, so we can gather the sort of evidence we will need to decide whether you have a case that will stand up in the employment tribunal. We also advise you keep a blow-by-blow record of anything that happens and is said to you that you think is significant.
All right, let's suppose I think I have a case. How would you deal with it?
The first thing I have to say is we wouldn't just rush off to the employment tribunal. Discrimination is often very difficult to prove, and we would both need to be sure you had enough evidence to prove your case. If you're a member of the union, we'll do the necessary work with you.
Could people deal with discrimination cases by themselves?
Not really. The law is very complicated, and it's difficult even for specialist lawyers to be sure whether most cases will succeed. So it's very hard for an individual to pursue a case without support, and the cost of hiring very expensive lawyers would make it impossible for most people.
I've heard that there are new rules covering access to employment tribunals and new limits to the awards that can be made. How will they affect discrimination cases?
The short answer is the new 2-year service qualification won't apply to discrimination cases, and there will still be no limit to the awards that tribunals can make for discrimination. And for members, we will meet any costs involved in the cases we deal with.
Thank you, Mike.